Good evening, people, my people. It's your girl, Dr. She Cole, the culturally kinky curator. Welcome to another episode of Kinky Curations. I know I don't say that at the beginning of every video or hardly any, but this is another episode of Kinky Curations. I am going to delve into some editing and some intros for the summer. I did start out doing a little something, but I kind of want to change it up a little bit as the channel is evolving to capture what it is I really would like to do with the platform. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for subscribing. I have 490 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you for every single individual that took a chance on the recommendation of Faye in this City and Narada, the African hair god. I appreciate you. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy the content. I am the kinky curator, so therefore I want to peruse news, topics that are going on in the culture, and do quality content and product reviews on hair products, and especially talking about the Crown Act to make sure that you're aware of the Crown Act and where you can go on the Dove corporate website to see how many states have a petition going for the Crown Act to protect those who wish to wear their hair naturally in the workplace or in schools. So please make sure you're taking a look at that. You can go on my channel. You can see in one of my first or second episodes, I've talked intently and very intimately about the Crown Act, and you can get the information about the petition, and you can sign your name on that petition as well and see what your state is doing so that you can protect your natural hair. So I want to get into a few topics this evening, and I'm trying to keep it relatively compact, but there is a little bit here that I want to chew on and unpack this evening, so stay tuned. And I do want to share what I've done with my hair to maintain moisture. I think I've cracked the code for my hair. And again, I'll talk about that probably in a couple of different segments throughout this conversation, but just on general principle, I know there's been some conversation in the community, and Sheree Del Sol mentioned this about co-washing and not necessarily shampooing as often, but that's something that she has to do for her hair. And of course, you always have to do what you need to do for your hair. But I wanted to take into consideration what she was saying about the co-washing, because I know I love the way my hair feels after I condition my hair. And I love the way my hair feels after I do a co-wash roughly midweek on about 3 or 4 day old hair, because I want to do a refresh, but I'm not trying to go through the wash, the pre-poo, the wash, the deep condition, the styler, then the dryer. That's a lot. So trying to get some things condensed, working on some items, and I think I have come up with a nice little process. So stay tuned for that. But the first thing that I wanted to talk about this evening, and I'm just going to look at my laptop, and I wanted to talk about mental health, because Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey, 21-year-old young lady, and she's a beautiful chocolate little girl. I know she's grown, she's 21, but listen, when I have 20 years on somebody, she's a little girl to me, in a very respectful, caring, protective type of way. You know, chocolate women have really gone through it in society over the years. And that's not to say that women in general do not have different struggles, because all women of all races have struggles that have weight and merit and should be respected. And I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, you're trying to make somebody else's issue bigger than your issue, or are we trying to do a fight of the fittest of who went through the most struggle? No. I'm talking about something very specific that reaches my heart because as a young girl, 10, 11, 12, 20, I battled with colorism and how I felt about myself as being a young lady of a darker complexion. And it was not the rave. Listen, in the 70s, and I was too young to date then anyway, so it didn't matter. But in the 80s, the 90s, like Chocolate Sisters didn't get, on and popping in the culture until about 92. I remember the year because I had cut all my hair off. I was rocking like a Holly Berry, Anita Baker shortcut. And things just like changed. Like, what? Okay. Because you can always know that you're fine. But until people get the revelation, they have to catch on to the greatness. You know what I'm saying? So to hear Corey talk about her challenges with mental health and that surrounding, some of that surrounding her being the darkest person within her family when it comes to skin tone and what that may have played in the role of her mental health really touched my soul. And Corey is a beautiful young lady. And I just have to say to all the women of color, because in the Indian tradition, in other aspects of African American and Caribbean and African traditions, this skin bleaching thing is serious, and it's seriously sick. I'm not talking about you have a bad acne breakout and you're trying to even your skin tone. I'm not talking about that. People are out here straight up trying to change color. And I'm not going to go into the whole Michael Jackson piece because he also didn't like the way he looked. And, he had started having trouble with acne. And that was troubling to him. If you watch any of the Michael Jackson or the Jackson family docu-series, they kind of break that down. But I just think it's so awful that we're still in a place where colorism and people wanting to change how God made them with their skin tone, it just breaks my heart because we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Corey, I just want to say from one sister to another, you are gorgeous. You are beautiful. I'm glad you're finding your voice. You are brave. And I salute you for talking openly about your mental health and continue to get the help and the support that you need. And just know, brown skin girl, you are beautiful.